you is that during your time in this sacred space, you will be guided to meet your innermost self for the first time. She will awaken, evolve, and rise to new depths of unpaved territory, accepting herself wholly. I am your host, Madison Schrader, and I suffer from emetophobia and anxiety. I'm really excited about today's episode because I am going to share with you my personal story of how I found my way back to dance and why it was so important for my healing that I did. There was an era of my life that I believed had the strongest impact on who I am to date, my dancing days. I walked in thinking I was going to learn how to dance, but I walked out having learnt so much more than just that. I walked in a student and I walked out a member of an elite family. And I miss my dancing family and the warmth they brought to my heart, and I reflect fondly and often on my time with each of them. I know now that I took for granted the extremely special place that we once had together, and I never had the chance to thank them for helping shape the person I would become. So I want to thank them now. This episode is dedicated to them. There was a role for everyone, and everyone was welcome. There was a mother and father figure who watched over us, and an older brother who, bullied us, but would defend us against anybody else who tried to hurt us. It definitely wasn't perfect, but it was ours. It was a sacred place filled with love, heartache, joy, pain, compassion, laughter, sweat, and tears. It was a sanctuary of emotion, and you were always feeling like you belonged. A place with such an impactful, high frequency. I really didn't realize how lucky I was to have found it. It was the rarest gem in the world. You were accepted no matter who you were, and that is really not an easy thing to find. At the time, we were kids and we were still finding ourselves, drifting through the weeks, flowing through the motions, and then it was gone. It was over. It was almost like a dream I had woken from, wondering whether it was actually real. In my darkest days, I kept being drawn back to this era. I kept being shown that warehouse we called home, remembering things the way I had in my mind as the perception of reality and fantasy collided. I did a meditation by Stacey DeMarco, which really opened my eyes and my heart to something lacking from within myself and my life. I'm a dancer. Well, I was. And I think all dancers would agree with me when I say, once you're a dancer, even if you no longer dance, deep inside you, you forever still will be a dancer. It's something that doesn't leave you. It's reliable. It's comforting. It's always there. I started dancing from the young age of 3. Ballet, then I added jazz, then tap, then contemporary, and then hip hop. I was in concerts, competitions, and I even won a scholarship to participate in a workshop at one of New York's elite dance companies. Then I threw it all away. I switched my ballet slippers for Latin heels. Realized while I was in a trance that had me reminiscing over a time when I felt confident, happy, and trusting of myself, that when I was the most confident in my whole life was when I was dancing. It was my first true love. I didn't care who watched or what I looked like. I felt good and I felt strong. I was no longer possessing the confidence I once did. My self-esteem had diminished too. I had shut off the exact piece of me that I need for my soul to come alive. It's no wonder I was feeling lost when I had abandoned who I am at the very core of my existence. I started having thoughts like, I think I'm meant to dance. I think it's part of my soul that floated away and is trying so hard to find my body again. I trusted my body when I danced. I believed in my body when I danced. It made me feel connected to myself and to the universe. I felt like I had the strength and the fire in my belly to accomplish anything. I was striving every day for that level of passion and self-belief to come back to me. I never closed the door completely on dance. I always said, yeah, I'll go back to it. But it seemed to become a throwaway comment and something I didn't truly believe anymore. Some of my happiest, wildest, simplest moments I shared here. So I took this constant, bold, reminiscing cycle as a sign. I needed to reignite this flame. I was being thrown people from my past and craving the times I once had with them. Seeing now that this was my very lifeboat pulling me up, this was what was going to get me out. This is what was going to heal and free me. I was hosting enormous amounts of energy and emotion, trapping it inside me because I had no way of releasing it. Dancing was going to be my way out, my answer. My Pisces moon is both my problem and my way out. She needs dance. She needs art. She needs movement. And dance was going to be the reason I can be okay during this human experience. I had witnessed dancing create magic before. So I vowed to surrender to the universe and I prayed for it to be a physical miracle again. I asked my angels to protect me and to help me be kind to myself as my soul and body found its rhythm together once more. I wanted more than anything to just feel in sync with myself again. So I joined a club. I reintegrated myself into society and I went back to dancing. I went back to the basics. I told my teachers to treat me like a newbie because that's exactly how I felt. I felt so ridiculously uncoordinated and stuck. Why won't my hips just move like they used to? Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I looked like shit back then, but I just didn't care. I needed to unhinge. I was caught in a web of lies I had told myself, repulsed by my very being. I had replaced fun with fear. She was still in there, that sexual, raunchy even, free-spirited woman, but she was covered with restrictive clothing, labels, society's pressures, expectations, judgment. She felt inadequate. My energy had conformed. Then it clicked. I didn't worry about all of that before. I just did it because it felt good and it made me happy. So that's what I did. I started dancing around my living room, wherever, and it didn't matter how it looked. I let my body take over. I moved how it wanted to and not how my mind told it to. And slowly, the naturalism of it came back to me. I wanted more than ever now for me to be turned on, my feminine energy, to love, to break, to create, to feel, to raise the very light I am. I learned that my body should be worshipped because it harvests the spirit being I am. It shelters me from climatical debris. I worked on my healing simultaneously to returning to dance and realize now it helped me shed what didn't serve me and made me remember myself. I had guarded myself from the real me because I didn't think she was worthy of coming with me into this next phase of my life. What I didn't realize that she was needed more than ever now. She was and will always be worthy. For every muscle and every nerve depends on that expression to achieve my soul's purpose. I can't do it without her. It is crucial to me being okay. I need to enjoy and embrace movement because it's the only way my soul can come alive and shine through on its own. The energy consuming the room isn't physical. It's spiritual. It's me. The blisters were forming, and it was only a matter of time before my toes began to bleed in my very tired, worn, and broken in shoes that still fit me from my childhood. It's funny, when I put my gear on for the very first time in over a decade, I just remembered how to do it all without thinking about it. My fingers just knew what to do. They remembered without me consciously remembering, and it was kind of amazing. My journey of rediscovery had revealed pieces of my past that I had hidden. I learned that I can survive betrayal and that pain lessens in time. I learned that when the cost is too great, you must let go. And I learned that with love and attraction, you also need shared values. According to theoretical physicist Carlo Rovelli, time is just an illusion. Memories of events are thoughts occurring now, and as they continue to resurface daily, I could feel the energy building. You can't run away from yourself. The shield that you create will come down when you possess enough strength. There will always be consequences for unfinished business. I trust my intuition now. I have the courage to ask the questions I seek answers to, and I have the power to offer honest explanations to those who have questions for me. So even if you stumble off the path, you will find an alternative route to lead you back to where you are meant to end up. So let your mind wander. You are the keeper of your own happiness. It belongs solely to you. Anxiety is Not Me is a place for all of us to share and to feel inclusive. So if you would like to share your story, please reach out to me, sending you energy of love and peace as you become more aware of your inner light with every breath. Bye.